Greetings friends, Dragon here once again. If it's your first time stumbling onto the channel, then do please consider clicking that red button and subscribing. This is my second channel. My original one was deleted last week by YouTube, so a few of the videos that I'd previously made were lost in that process. I'm uploading the ones that I do still have, but a few of them I'm having to make from scratch. This is what we're doing today. So getting into issue 2 of the spectacular Eastern Heroes magazine relaunch. The video for Eastern Heroes issue 1 is still up. I'll leave a link to check that out below if you've not had a chance to get the magazine and you want to see what's in it. But today it's going to be all about issue 2. Issue 3 is on the way, and even if you have this, stick around till the end of the video or skip to the end. I'll give you some information about issue 3 and the upcoming Bruce Lee special that is coming out from Eastern Heroes soon too. So if you order this directly from Eastern Heroes site, there might still be a chance to get the reissue of the old Eastern Heroes video magazine. These were originally available back on VHS and DVD back in the day. Fantastic. It's a really kind of great little extra to get. And you'll only get it by ordering from the Eastern Heroes site. If you can't order from the site, don't worry. It is still up on Amazon, on barnesandnoble.com, and on Book Depository. I will leave links to all those places underneath. But for today, let's just get into seeing what you will actually get if you get your hands on issue 2. So, beautiful cover by Creaky 99 Art and Shaolin Jia. This was commissioned specially for the magazine and was available as a poster and a t-shirt to those people who got in there really early with their pre-orders for this magazine. But pretty much the best cover that we've seen on an Eastern Heroes magazine ever, I think. Really fantastic. Really, really cool. And getting into the mag, we have a full page ad for 36 Styles, a part of the Kung Fu Fandom forum, or really the home of the Kung Fu Fandom forum. If you've not been a member of that forum, do check it out. It's a tremendous site. Really, Kung Fu Bob is one of the site administrators, and really one of the best sources for information about upcoming releases, about all things Kung Fu. Yeah, so if you're not already on 36 Styles and on the Kung Fu Fandom forum, then do please jump across. I will leave a link to that below as well. So first off, we get Rick's editorial. He's actually also giving us a roundup for issue 2. Issue 1 saw Mike Leader doing the kind of the news roundup duties. Rick himself has taken over for this one and put together a great little selection of things. So a nice little article about how Fist of Fury's just been dubbed into indigenous language in Australia called Noongar Da, which is pretty cool, and a wee tribute to Sonny Chiba, who passed just around the time when issue 2 was coming out. Roundup for John Wick 4, and then a little kind of wee commentary about the changes that are happening in Hong Kong thanks to the mainland Chinese government's increasing censorship of Hong Kong, which is a bit worrying. My mate Ron's fantastic article about the Kung Fu Cafe in London, about the time when they brought over John Paul Lai, star of Jailbreak and Night Shooters, with some great photos from Ron's archive. The Kung Fu Cafe normally happens on usually the first Sunday of every month. And I think it's going to be keeping on going. It's kind of restarted around the time when the magazine was restarting. I've yet to manage to make it down myself, but hopefully I will at some point. Look forward to seeing those of you that do at some stage. Next up, we get extracts from the Way of the Dragon kind of comic book, which has been created by Chung Xu Lam, and some examples of the work that he's been putting together for that. It looks very, very cool. Then we get Thurston Boost's Traces of a Dragon Part 2. This is an article that Thurston started back in issue 1. Really interesting, kind of explores the origins of Jackie's kind of birth family. I think there was a documentary about this a couple of years ago, but it's kind of really great. I think it's actually a slightly better format to get that story in. And he's kind of going through really explaining all the origins of Jackie's kind of early days, really. Fantastic stuff. Then we get an interview with Victor Khan, who was a student of Ip Man, and also kind of trained Bruce Lee at one stage. This article's been put together by Michael Nesbitt, and really great. Again, some fantastic images from over the years, I think from Victor Khan's archives. Next up, we get The How, the Why and the Vicious by Alan Donkin, which is about Kung Fu movie poster art and Hong Kong movie poster art, and it's put together kind of great kind of wee sub-contributors for his special. So we get a contribution from Andy Smith, one from Toby Russell, one from Lee Holmes, one from Kyle Coquelin, one from Daniel Iariciro, and one from Plus Ting, from Matt Rutledge, from Ariel Jade, which kind of explaining and talking about their collections and some great examples of some of the posters that they each have in their little kind of archives. And an advert for the AsianMoviePosters.com, where you can kind of get some of these posters for yourself if you want to do so. Next up, we get Cinema of Hate, Old School Bashers by Andy Smith. We're kind of looking into the kind of the sub-basher, or the sub-genre of the bashers, or old school bashers, kind of the slightly more violent, more intense martial arts movies. Recently, there's been a basher box released on Blu-ray, which many of you may have had a chance to check out already, but it's kind of really a great deep dive into a few movies from that genre. So we get The Fierce One, aka Jaws of the Dragon. We get The Chow Chow Guy, aka Chu Chow Guy from Taiwan. We get Blacklist, aka Ninja Terminator, aka Ninja Heat. Pretty cool. One of the articles I was most looking forward to this issue, which is a feature about one of the Venom Mob members, Cutie Pie, Chen Sheng, the light skills master, and she's put together an incredible kind of wee article exploring really his past, really, and quite a tragic life that he had. He died very young, and she's got a tremendous little kind of resource of some pictures that she's managed to find over the years of Chen Sheng from behind the scenes and with his cohorts in the Venom Mob. A really, really nice tribute. And Jason McNeil's written Return of the Ninja, which is really the next part of his article, getting into Sho Kosugi and the American ninja movies. Usually most of them coming out from Canon Films, so Into the Ninja, Black Eagle, Return of the Ninja, Ninja 3, all that good stuff. And he also kind of covers Ninja Assassin as part of his kind of summary of ninja movies, and reminds the fact that Sho Kosugi came back for that and kind of stole the show. Really, it's one of the better ninja movies we've seen in the last couple of years, miles better than the really quite disappointing Snake Eyes that we got this year. And then we get a little kind of wee subsection from Michael J. Nelson about working with Sho Kosugi and about the Master. Pretty cool. Then Shapes on the Box by Rodney Dennis is kind of one of the highlights of the issue. This is all about kind of lesser known kind of martial arts TV series. Rodney is an expert on that front. Check out his Instagram page. He's forever posting fantastic clips from some of these shows. I do not know where he finds them. He's a bit of a master, and a whole bunch that I'd never heard of. A lot of these shows kind of starred the actors that we love from Shaw Brothers movies and from the Golden Harvest films, so kind of David Cheng, Gordon Liu, all these guys did shows at various points on Hong Kong TV, and Rodney knows about them all. So yeah, he's done a pretty great exploration of those. Then we get Face to Face with Jimmy Wang Yu, which is an interview with Wang Yu by Hector Martinez, which is fantastic. Kind of outlining the time when they were able to meet and some of the poster art from Jimmy's fantastic earlier movie career. A really great article. And then again, probably one of the big names for this issue round, we get an interview from Simon Pritchard with Thea Rothrock, which is tremendous. This is a new interview made just for the magazine, so not an archived interview, and really is tremendous. She's always really entertaining, still has a fantastic Instagram and YouTube account, well worth following, still very active, I think still instructing, still super fit, seemingly defying the ages. She looks incredible at the age that she's at now. I think she's maybe in her 60s now, but still looking incredible and still really very much a force to be reckoned with. Really, really great interview. And we get an interview with Chan Sang, again by Simon Pritchard. Chan Sang was in quite a few of the Taiwanese movies, so Shaolin vs. Lama, Wu-Tang vs. Ninja, Wild Panther, etc. And a really great interview, again, with some fantastic little images that Simon Pritchard has been able to put together from Chan Sang's archives. Next up, we get Fearless in Shanghai, Memories of a Guilo Swordmaster in China, which is by Anthony DeLongis with help from Jason McNeil, about Anthony's work in Hong Kong movies. He starred in Fearless, amongst many others. And this is really quite focused on his work that he did for Fearless, so a lot of behind-the-scenes photos that he had. Very cool to see about his work with Yuen Wu Ping. It's a great article. And then we get from the UK, another kind of Bruce Lee collector with a pretty tremendous little collection of Bruce Lee figures and memorabilia, Glenn Derbyshire. That's after we saw Hector Martinez's great collection in issue 1. This is another fantastic collection of stuff with some great pictures of some of the figures that he has. Very cool. Then there is me, my 5 fingers of discs, and this time round I was largely leading into Shaw Brothers. This kind of came out in time for September, so this is really a Shawtember focused issue, so really kind of doing a summary of some of the early releases that came out via Momentum and via the old Made in Hong Kong VHS label, the upcoming Arrow box set, and then some of the other labels, what they've been doing. So 88 Films, Shaw Brothers releases, picked out a couple to look at, including the upcoming Chinese Boxer, which should hopefully be out next month, and getting into some of the other releases from around Europe, so the Vengeance Pack, Spectrum Films and Koch Media. So that's my little contribution for this issue. Then we get our fantastic Art of Vengeance section, and this time around we have contributions from Stephen Morris, from Al Davidson, from Doodle Bruce by Adam Chow in Hong Kong, And then Digital Asia, which is really kind of another little film review section, but picking out some lesser known titles. So this is by Lovely John. He's looking at Treasure Hunt, Queen Boxer, Crackdown Mission, Lackey and the Lady Tiger. And these are really quite deep dive reviews on the movies. Then Ron with a second article, Overachieving, is my mate Ron. It's the London East Asia Film Festival. This is the inaugural edition of it by that Ron's written. I think Ron helped to put this together. He has his own Facebook group, which is well worth following. Again, I'll leave a link down to that below. Do check it out and join. It's a great way to kind of keep abreast of what's happening in London and beyond. Sometimes Ron will put in other kind of links to other things that are of interest that are happening there. It's a great Facebook group, very active. I'm happy to be a part of that one too. And this is some pictures from Ron's own archives about the first time the festival kicked off. This is restarting again this year, so look for information if you're close to London or you can get to London, and check out Ron's Facebook page and it'll let you know what's coming up there. Then we get Bruce Lie and I by Michael Worth, interview with kind of one of the most notable actors from the Bruceploitation movies, Bruce Lie. This is pretty cool. Again, with some loads of great archived photos, posters of some of the movies that Bruce Lie worked on. Very cool indeed. And we get The Magnificent by Toby Russell, which is kind of really a reconstructed kind of storyboard used with stills from the film. It's really nice little kind of wee extra. Movie stars Carter Wong, and kind of great seeing some of those pictures from the film. Then we get From Cub Tiger to Vanguard, Jackie Chan Longevity of a Legend. This is by Paul Dre from the Jackie Chan Appreciation Facebook group. This is going to be a really deep dive into Jackie's, his career. So kind of from his very early days at the Peking Opera School through to, I think he goes through as far as Tiger Cub from Canton. Yeah, so this is going to span over the next few issues. But this is a really great article that Paul's put together. Again, some fantastic pictures from the early days of Jackie. Well worth checking out, and excited to see this evolve over the coming issues. Then we get Thunderbolt Action by Ken Miller, which is about some of the IFD films. Specifically, this one's about Scorpion and Thunderbolts from 1988, and gets into really, again, quite a deep dive about that particular movie. A little note on the Fighting Spirit Film Festival, which I think at this point has been and gone. This was on the 12th of September. When they screened The Fantastic Paper Tigers, and Armour of God got a screening courtesy of the good folks at 88 Films. Then for me, this is one of the biggest treats this issue, which is a step into Japanese cinema, and we get a focus on Tatsuya Nakadai, one of the best actors to really ever come out of Japanese cinema. Started off his career working with Kurosawa, and then many people will know him from Harakiri and from Sword of Doom. Still active, still working today. He's a tremendous powerhouse of an actor. Incredible. If you've not seen Sword of Doom, especially, do track it down. I think Sword of Doom and Harakiri together make a phenomenal kind of double bill. But he was also in Ran for Kurosawa, and a small part in Seven Samurai. He plays the gun-toting maniac in Yojimbo. Really phenomenal, incredible career. That's a great article on him. And then that is us, that is issue 2. So, coming up pretty soon, before issue 3 drops, there's going to be a special Bruce Lee focused special issue. The pre-orders for that are already up on the website. Check that out if you're interested in getting the limited edition version, which I think comes with a t-shirt. If you get in there early, there's still probably a couple of t-shirts available at the time of me making this video. Well worth checking out. And issue 3 will be out pretty soon, I think next month. So I'm recording this in October. Hopefully issue 3 will be dropping in November, and we're very happy that 88 Films are working with us to do our first giveaway competition for the magazine since the relaunch. So we're giving away a Dragons Forever Steelbook, which is just about to be released depending on when you're watching this. Very excited to be able to kind of give that. You'll only be able to enter if you get the issue 3 magazine. I'll be handling kind of doing the actual contest giveaways, so check out my column in issue 3 for details on how to enter, and look for more information about that here. I'll be posting any updates as they become available. But thank you very much for watching this. Do please track down the magazine if you can. I'm extremely proud to be a part of it. Looking forward to seeing what we put together for issue 3, and very excited for the Bruce Lee special, which I've already done a special Bruce Lee focused section for too. So it's kind of covering Bruce Lee's movies on Blu-ray and that. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you on the next one. Cheers.